Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your December 1st to the 7th, 2019 General Love Reading. It's Keaghan. Welcome back if you are returning and have watched my videos before. It's good to see you again. And if you're new here, hang out, check things out. Let me know what you think in the comments after we're done. Virgo, I'm just going to do some shuffling on camera. I know people like to see the cards being shuffled on camera. I did spend several minutes just shuffling and meditating before starting to film, but just to satisfy the people who want to see the shuffle, I'm going to give each of these a couple of shuffles. I'll shuffle as I go as well. Again, this is for the first week of December. I'm going to do weekly readings during December. Then I'll touch base with you guys through a poll on the community tab on the channel, asking whether you want me to keep going with weeklies, whether you want me to do bi-weeklies, go back to monthly. I want to see what you guys think. A majority will rule on that. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to do so. That is the only way you can see the community tab, and that's the easiest way for me to communicate with you guys and get a poll where I can see actual numbers. So be sure to do that before you move along to the next reading or whatever you're going to watch on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to shuffle through my Oracle deck, see what wants to come out just as insight for me into your energy, Virgo, for the first week of December. Any insight to Virgo, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. What's going on with Virgo, December 1st through the 7th? That one wanted to come out. Okay. So we have here attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Okay, you guys are going to give me a heavy reading. What's going on with the earth signs? I just did the reading for Taurus and it was super heavy. Actually, I want to use this deck here. I just want to clarify this oracle card a little bit before diving into the actual reading for you guys and see what we get. Clarify this oracle card for Virgo. What does this oracle card represent? What energy does this represent? People involved. Any additional insight? Clarify this oracle card for Virgo. There we go. I take two. I feel tension. I can just tell you that right away. Okay, we have two knights here coming out. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords are both coming out upright. It's interesting in terms of clarifying for this. The Knight of Pentacles represents an energy, and I do feel like these are energy. I'm not going to see these as being individual people because I want this to just be clarifying on what's going on here, this call for help. Knight of Pentacles represents an energy of someone who is working hard, being productive. They're focusing on a routine. They're focusing on conserving both their energy, their resources, their money, really, really putting in the effort to create a situation where they have some stability going on. The Knight of Wands is very interesting in terms of coming out with this because that knight represents someone who is very energetic. They're very inspired. They're taking action. They're pursuing passion. And there's a sense of adventure that comes with this knight as well. You know, I hate to be cliched about this because I know you guys get this in so many of your readings, but Virgo, what I'm getting here is actually, I feel like you're really putting in effort. You're chasing after something. You're putting in a lot of hard work. You're really dedicating yourself to something. That's what's coming out as a clarifying energy. So this attack, the fear, the pain, the judgment, I feel like this is self-imposed. I don't feel like this is something that's come from someone else. Okay. So this call for help, I think is just, again, I hate doing the stereotypical thing for you guys, but do not beat yourself up. Do not try to be perfectionist about this. Try to just realize you're doing a great job. You are, you're connected into the passion. One thing that I wish I could get Virgos to really connect to is that the desire to do something well, the desire to be successful, the desire to do something to the best of your abilities, to the best of what you currently have at your disposal, that is all that you need to do. If you make mistakes, if you mess up, if things go awry, that's fine. That's part of life. That's part of something that just happens in general with life. That is what life is. It's the determination to keep yourself going, to keep connected to the passion, to keep connected to the drive and the ambition. That's what truly makes you guys an amazing sign. It's not this notion of doing something perfectly or being faultless. Okay? So just be kind to yourself. Okay? Know that you are really putting in the work that you need to put in. You're doing things the way that you need to do them. I feel that very strongly here. Okay? So we're going to get into the reading. I'm going to switch over to my Rider-Waite deck. We'll see what comes out. But again, I don't feel like this is something where you're dealing with another person. I actually feel very much like you're just focusing in on whatever this is, whatever this endeavor is. That's where most of your energy seems to be going. Okay? What's going on with my Virgos, December 1st through the 7th, 2019? Show me insight. Okay, you know what? We're going to take these cards. I was looking for 5 cards to come out. 5 cards came out. We're going to go with it. I feel like I should. You guys are pretty much, in readings for you guys, it does tend to be very straightforward, so I'm not going to question this, okay? Let's flip these over and see what we have going on here. You have the Page of Swords coming out reversed with the Emperor. 6 of Pentacles, that's good. 7 of Swords coming out reversed. You have another Knight coming out here, Knight of Cups, it's reversed. This makes sense to me. We'll walk through these cards first, and then I'll do clarifying cards for each of them, okay? Let's start here with this Page of Swords reversed. Page of Swords, when this card comes out reversed, it can mean a couple of things, okay? So the first thing that it can represent is communication around the truth of a situation, honest communication not happening, being blocked or not being offered, okay? So I just want to say that up front. What I get mostly here from this card, however, is there's a certain energy around your own self-expression, speaking your own truth, being communicating what it is that you need, what it is that you like this call for help. Okay, that's why I'm saying this. It's you finding the way to ask for what it is that you need in order to be supported in the way that you need. And you know what this is because the Emperor has come out here next to this card. The Emperor is someone who is the authority on not only what they need, but in terms of what their life looks like, how things need to be. This card does represent Aries, but I'm getting a very Virgo type of energy off of this, of looking at things, being very rational, being very like looking at things from a place of structure and systematizing things and realizing what it is that you need to express. Now, the other thing with this page, there's lots of energy coming off of this card in particular. The other thing that I'm getting here is a warning to not be hasty, to not make any sort of rash decisions, and to be certain that what you're saying you can deliver, what you're saying that you can do, that you can actually meet those expectations. Okay. And again, it's coming into the situation of being really honest with yourself. You know, the Emperor is someone that, you know, traditionally this card represents like a father figure. So someone who is very dependable, very trustworthy, someone who's very stable, who's there to make things happen. But the other thing that's great about the Emperor is that because they are very rational and they are very logical in how they think, and they do look at the structure of things, they realize that, you know, you have to have step number 1 completed before step number 2 can start. And you can't get so far down the road trying to promise step 7 within a period of time when these other things have to happen first. And so don't over promise and not be able to deliver, because that's one of the things that can derail you. Okay. One other thing that I'm getting from this potentially is that it could be that you're under a lot of pressure, Virgo. You're being pressured to deliver something in a very quick manner. And with this Emperor coming out, this can represent someone who is an authority figure to you. Now, this might not be for all of you, but I do feel very strongly I need to mention this. The Emperor is someone who will respect someone pushing back on them if it makes sense, if it's going to prevent things from becoming chaotic, if it's going to prevent things from falling apart. So if someone is putting a lot of pressure on you, really attacking you, trying to get you to deliver something, and you know that it's not possible to deliver it within the time period that it needs to be delivered, it's not possible to make it work the way that this is currently set up, this Emperor is someone who will respect you more for actually saying that and pointing out the potential things that could go wrong, and pulling things back and asking for things to be reevaluated. So again, this notion of doing things perfectly, one of the strengths for Virgo is being able to see the multitude of ways that things might go wrong. Sometimes it can be something that gets you guys stuck, but I think in this particular situation, it's something that could actually work out to your advantage. So if that makes sense for you, be sure to speak up, be sure to express yourself, and share what it is you need, what it is that could potentially be getting in the way of this being successful. Regardless of whatever this is, however this resonates for you and what you're taking away from this, you have the Six of Pentacles coming out upright, and this is an amazing card. This is the situation where there's enough success, there's enough abundance, there's enough wealth that you're able to give freely because you're receiving what it is that you need. You're sharing the wealth. Okay, it's a card of generosity. Again, this Emperor, these two cards here, an Emperor who is very generous and kind, I think that again, speak up. This could actually even be in a relationship as well. You might be scared, Virgo, to express what it is that you need and to really share what it is that will support you, what it is that will help you to reach out to your goals, reach out to your own ambition, whatever it is that you're chasing, this energy that I spoke at the beginning. This could be a situation in which in a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, you're holding back from expressing yourself. But this Emperor does have the energy of someone who will receive it well. Okay, Seven of Swords here coming out reversed. This reading is kind of a little bit intense because this is the card of someone who feels like they're an imposter. They're deceiving themselves in some ways. They might be keeping secrets. That's why I'm saying here, this is about self-expression. There's this notion of not feeling like you're really being who you are, keeping secrets, holding back. You need to express that, okay? I'm going to go back up to this card because Virgo, if you're in a situation where you're scared that being honest, being truthful, sharing what it is that you need, I keep getting that type of energy. It's something that you need. It's not a want. It's not a desire. You actually need this in order to make this work. In order to get to the Six of Pentacles, there's something that you need. This Emperor feels very involved in this. It feels like it's an authority. Now, this could be a situation where this is a partner. This is, someone that you're just in a relationship with. But there's a notion that this person is intimidating to you for some reason. And there's a fear that speaking your truth, asking for what it is that you need might come across as an attack or a judgment. And that's causing you a lot of fear. You might actually fear that expressing yourself and telling this person what it is that you need. And again, this could be a relationship. It could be in your professional life. Take it how it resonates. But there's a fear that doing so might lead to some sort of issue, whether that's that person getting angry with you, that person, actually leaving, the separation aspect of this. But you have to express yourself, and you really need to be cautious about not trying to rush forward, not making hasty decisions and holding back. This Knight of Cups here coming out reversed, this represents a situation in which someone is being too in their head. Their imagination's gotten the best of them. They're creating situations that aren't necessarily true, that aren't necessarily the reality of the situation, but they've gotten very much trapped in their mind, trapped in their imagination about the situation. It can also represent a situation in which someone has unrealistic expectations. Again, I feel like this is being, somewhat stereotypical for you guys, but These are the cards that are coming out. I have to speak the truth about them. Sorry about that. That was funny. I have to speak the truth, and then we have the interruption. I'm going to switch decks here. We're going to go through and clarify each of these cards and see if we can get a little bit more information about them. Okay. One more shuffle. All right, let's take a look a little bit more deeply, see if we can figure out exactly what's going on with each of these energies. Bottom of the deck here, you have another Knight coming out. You have the Knight of Swords. That completes all of the Knights have shown up here. Now keep in mind, Knights really are about the action that we take in life, the decisions that we made. The Knight of Swords is a very ambitious type of energy. They're driven to succeed. They're very quick thinking. They're using their mind to solve things. It's very much an energy that's around problem solving, taking action, finding solutions. Again, that fits with what I was talking about, okay? So this represents just overall energy insight into what's going on here. With all these Knights coming out, I really do feel that there's a ton of pressure. There's a lot of demand. There's a lot of action that needs to be taking place. Now, the only Knight that's come out reversed here is that Knight of Cups. And so I feel like I need to just reference again here. This is about being in your head and creating situations that aren't true, letting your imagination run away. The rest of these Knights they're good, right? Like the energy is good for you, but this represents a situation where you're in your mind too much and it's causing problems. Let's take a look at this Page of Swords. Do I have the Page of Swords? You have the Queen of Swords coming out reversed. Okay. This card represents an energy. Again, I'm not sensing this is necessarily a person. I'm feeling this is energy around the situation. But this is someone who is too caught up in their emotions. They're being influenced by factors that shouldn't be influencing them. They're being too easily influenced. It also represents in a traditional love reading, which this is not really feeling very much like a traditional love reading. I think for the vast majority of you, this is professional life. For some of you, this is going to resonate in terms of a personal relationship. But in a traditional love reading, this represents someone who's very cut off, very cold-hearted, very bitchy. What I'm getting from this in terms of that energy is what I was talking about, of someone who's not speaking their truth, who's not speaking up and sharing information that needs to be shared. They're holding back information, and I feel like it is because they're almost like trapped in their mind trying to figure out. It's almost like I just got an image in my mind. Like, imagine you're on a boat and the boat is sinking, right? You can just start trying to figure out solutions and figuring out how to get yourself out of the situation, or you can sit on a sinking boat and try to figure out the exact perfect way of dealing with it and go down with the boat. I feel a lot of pressure here in terms of you're aware that something's not right. You're aware that something's going wrong, but you're trying to figure out the exact thing, or you're trying to figure out the exact best way to say it, or you're trying to figure out all the solutions to the things that are going wrong before you even share that something's going wrong. And that's not the right approach here. You have to speak up and say, you know what, there are lots of things that might be going wrong. I feel like we need to take a step back and regroup and look at this. Let's take a look at this Emperor and see what's going on there. The Emperor, I do feel, represents a person. You have Strength coming out reversed here as a clarifier for that. So Strength, when it comes out reversed, it can mean a couple of things. One of the things that I'm really getting here is not having the strength to speak up. There's so much about what needs to be communicated that's being held back here. There is a certain level of pride that's going on here. I think that in terms of this Emperor, there's a bit of, like I said, intimidation. There's intimidation of some sort with this Emperor, but this Emperor is not someone who, they don't want to be intimidating. They want to be someone who you can speak to honestly, because they ultimately want to have success. They want to create a situation in which everyone wins. I fear, Virgo, that if you don't speak up, you could actually cause issues with this Emperor, whoever that is for you, because they will respect you more for speaking up, even if you don't have all the answers right now, even if you don't know everything. They will respect you for saying, wait, we need to take a moment, we need to pause, we need to look at this, because I have some fears around things that might not be going right. Don't feel like you're not capable of saying that to this Emperor. Again, it feels like there's some sort of uneven power dynamic that exists here, where this is a situation where this person is intimidating you. Let's take a look here at the Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Again, I feel like I'm just being very repetitive, but we're going to see this through. But the cards they're putting out the same sort of energy here. In order to get to this success, in order to get to this place of great success that the Six of Pentacles represents, you have to find your courage and your confidence to be independent of whatever this dynamic is and to speak up. This is a very determined energy. This is someone who commands attention. They when they enter a room, people pay attention to the Queen of Wands. It's necessary. You have to embody this energy in order to get to the success. The Emperor is not, you have two queens here, right? There's a queen that's holding back. There's a queen that's not speaking the truth. There's a queen that's being very guarded and cut off. That's what's underneath at the beginning. You have to deal with this Emperor. You have to find the strength to speak up. The success comes from you embodying this Queen of Wands energy of really owning what you want, finding that courage and the confidence to speak up, being very determined in how you are approaching the situation. Let's take a look here. Seven of Swords reversed. Why is the Seven of Swords reversed here? I just feel like you're deceiving yourself around a situation. You have the High Priestess. She's come out on her side. I'm going to leave her on her side. The High Priestess, when she's upright, represents someone who is trusting their intuition. They're listening to their own guidance. They're expressing it. When she's reversed, it's someone who is not speaking. They're withdrawn. They're silent. They're disconnected from their own guidance and intuition. I feel like you're in a situation in which the potential energy that comes with this High Priestess is just blocked. And it's because you are doubting. There's some sort of self-deceit. I want to stick with this card. I want to get a little bit more insight around the Seven of Swords. Clarify the Seven of Swords. Why is it reversed? Okay. You have the Sun card coming out. The most positive card in the deck. Whatever this is, okay, I'm going to explain this card one more time. Just to get everyone back on track here. This is a card about keeping secrets, holding information back, feeling like you're an imposter, feeling like you don't have the authority to speak on a situation. You have to figure out how to connect to your intuition, because whatever it is, Virgo, that's going on inside, whatever it is that you feel is potentially going to go wrong here, speaking about it is going to work out in your favor. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck, and it's come out upright for you here. Trust what you're feeling, communicate that, find the strength to actually communicate it, be bold, express to whoever this person is, whoever this authority is, what might go wrong here, because you're the person who can save the ship. What you're seeing, I feel like you're seeing things that other people aren't seeing, and that's very true for Virgo, because you do run lots of like contingency plans, and you look at things and you're looking at all the possible things that can go wrong. But for some reason here, you're not expressing it. You're not actually saying it. And that's what needs to happen. You have to express it. Let's take a look at this Knight of Cups here. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Why is it reversed? This is about that overactive imagination, letting your imagination get the best of you. What's causing that? Okay, you have the Wheel of Fortune here. It's come out reversed. Okay, so this represents a situation in which someone feels like they don't have control, or they're trying to cling to control. It can represent a place of bad luck, and I do feel like there's bad luck here, but it can be prevented. It can be salvaged. You can prevent this from actually going wrong. You can prevent this from You have this, you have the ability to stop something bad happening and something that has the potential to have a lot of good. But you have to speak it. This card coming out here where it's about, you know, this imagination that's gone wild. It's like I was saying earlier, it's almost like you're so aware that there are things that can go wrong that you've gotten stuck in your mind thinking about all those things, and you haven't alerted people that things could go wrong. And if people knew things could go wrong, they would start making adjustments. But I feel like you're the only person who's aware of this. Everyone else is so focused on this potential place of everyone having success. The Emperor is looking to you, right? And you're not speaking. So they feel like everything's still on track. They feel like everything is going the way that it needs to go. But the truth is, there's stuff that could go really wrong here. But it's almost like that. I don't understand. I guess it's not important for me to understand why. I don't understand why you're not speaking up. I just need to tell you, you need to speak up, and you need to do it quickly. Whatever this is, whether this is a professional thing, or it's a work project, whether it's a relationship that you're seeing things going wrong in this relationship, but you're not speaking it because you don't want to cause this person to feel pain or disappointment, whatever it is for you, you have to speak up. You have to say what it is you know could happen. Okay? I feel like that is where we need to stop, because the cards just sort of keep hammering home that same point. I do want to go back to the Oracle deck, though. Like, if you were here with me right now, I'm actually like, I'm sweaty. My pits are sweating. I feel very anxious. Like, just speak up. You're accurate in what you're seeing. You're accurate in what you're seeing. And anything that you do that might make people feel attacked or make people freak out or feel judged, you're really trying to help. Like, that was the first card that came out, okay? Just know that ultimately people might get pissed off, people might get offended, people might try to, you know, lash out at you, but you have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune coming out here. I almost feel like that card, the top card there, is you guys arguing with me. We'll keep that one. All right, we have 3 Oracle cards coming out here. Let's take a look at them. First card out, my vibes speak louder than my words. Okay. I just have to say here, if you don't feel like you can express yourself verbally, okay, don't be a yes man. Okay, so if you're like, I keep getting the notion here, this feels very much like a professional type of reading. But let it resonate how it resonates with you. Let's say you're in a meeting and someone's talking about the progress, and everyone is like, oh, everything's great, everything's wonderful, and they're sharing how great and wonderful it is. If you just remain silent and you let your energy express that you feel like something is not on track, that something is being missed, people will pick up on that. Maybe that is the way for you to have someone say, hey, Virgo, like you don't seem to be as excited as everyone else. Is there something you want to share? And that gives you the opportunity to communicate with this Emperor. It could be because there is such a power dynamic here and this person is such an authority that you just feel like you don't know how to start the conversation. So maybe let your energy, let your vibe, let how you're actually showing up to the situation be the thing that opens that. Next one out, it says, I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. This does feel very uncomfortable for you, but I also think that sharing this, speaking up about this, it will either help you to advance because you'll become much more trusted and trustworthy in the eyes of this Emperor, or it's something that could, you know, sharing the things that are going wrong in a relationship that maybe your partner is not seeing, or your friend is not seeing, it allows you to grow. It allows that relationship to grow. Last card coming out for you guys, I think this is the most important message. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. You have to speak about this. There are things that are in the way that people aren't seeing, and you can actually help to redirect things into the right direction towards the Six of Pentacles. But you have to speak up. You have to figure out how to bring this to the attention of people. Don't be intimidated. The Queen of Wands is not intimidated. She's not intimidated by anybody. Okay, you have to embody that. You have to figure out how to speak up, how to bring this to the surface, because people aren't seeing it and you are. And it's very important that you speak, because if not, this Six of Pentacles can be derailed, because the Wheel of Fortune reversed is going to be a stronger energy, but you can flip this around into the favor of how you want things to be. Virgo, that was intense. I literally am sweaty. I feel anxious. I need to just like walk outside and take a breath of air. So I feel your energy. Speak up, speak up, speak up. I feel like I just need to make that be the title of the video. Just speak up over and over and over. Okay, Virgos. I will check in with you guys in the second week of December. I hope that reading is much more laid back. I hope that this situation has resolved itself in your favor. I hope that you do find your voice. You do speak up. You do share what you see is going on. I think it's all going to work out in your favor if you do. Okay, so don't get freaked out about the potential consequences. You're going to be seen as a person who saved the ship. Okay, Virgos, I love you. Take a moment, take a breath. Don't be too hard on yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.